Boundless Space 2 stream. We haven't checked in for a while because James and I have both been insanely busy. But through our most recent poll, we let you guys decide who we were going to play for our next PvP match. And you guys selected for me to be playing United Empire. And so this stream is going to be me basically preparing to do exactly that. I definitely don't know the UE as well as I do with the Cravers. And so I'm going to try and figure out some cool tricks and figure out a way to beat James. His Sophons, I know, have a pretty cogent late game strategy. They're very weak in the early game, but they're probably the most powerful single race in the late game. Simply because if they do their militarist route, they get 50% science reduction for all militarist trees, which means that they just get the better, more advanced weapons faster than anyone else, and then they can snowball that into a significant power advantage, coupled by their super strong carrier ships. So we're going to try and figure out a way to compete with them. So here we go. We're going to have our standard setup. We're going to be moving pretty fast because I like to play quickly when I'm just playing against AIs. See if I can blitz through a whole bunch of turns and try out some things. The most interesting, I think, strategy that I was thinking of was a pre-20 turn invasion. Doing a similar thing that I do with the Cravers, but instead using Petra, who is the early Seeker hero that the UE can get, to do just a small invasion. Not necessarily take out a major civ or anything like that, but actually just kind of soften them up for a later invasion. Hopefully do something cool like that. All right, we got a pretty good place. Awesome forest with Eden Incense and Titanium in our starting place. So we're definitely going to grab that early. By the way, we are not using this, the new balance patch that Amplitude just released yet for our new game, because neither of us really have the time to thoroughly test how those new changes are going to be affecting our gameplay until later. So hopefully we'll be able to get some insights into that relatively soon. Maybe not right away, but relatively soon. I think I'm actually going to do it in that order. So right now we're just doing the standard probe exploit. If you've seen any of our things, you know that this is what we do every single time. I'm just going to change my light a little bit here. It was getting a little bit in my way. There we go. Hopefully you guys can still see me. Alright, so standard probe exploit. Here we go, 40. And unfortunately we don't have any curiosities on our main system, which is too bad. As always, we build the Xeno-Industrial first, with Xenobiology as our first tech. So the way that this is going to work is that the Empire's biggest power spike is actually through the use of their exploration ships. You can see that these have 5 slots, which is better than any other exploration ship in the game. And it's actually the same as most races' standard attack ship, with 2 attack slots, 2 defense slots, and a support slot. So what we're going to do is get a fleet of 4 of these very quickly with Petra, go into our nearest place, our nearest enemy, drop down an invasion, hopefully cripple their growth, cost them a population slot, and then basically continue on. And I'm actually going to make 2 different types of these, what I call rogues and rangers. And the reason for that will become clear later. But right now we're just going to build it like this. So there's the rogues, and here are the rangers. And for now they're just going to be exactly the same. The difference will come later on, I promise. All right, so we got our 2 rogues and rangers. We got our everything done. I think that's it for turn 1. All right. All right, sweet. We got those guys there super fast. What do we got up here? We have double lava and a desert. Okay, so it looks like there's probably only one place here. I think I'm gonna go and grab those. How many are there? I think if there's only one, that might not be worth it. Yeah, there's only one. Okay, so we are not going to do that. We are going to move our pre-planned area over here and find nothing. So I'm guessing this is just going to dead end kind of there, so we can hit there and then there, which makes me somewhat skeptical about that choice. We'll see how it works out. All right, so we're just going to kind of fly through these first turns. There's not actually that much to do. I'm really not sure how James always takes so long to do his early turns. It's kind of funny to me. So yeah, I think we can start moving up there without really sacrificing too much. All right. Yeah, as expected. It looks like that's a Mediterranean though. Yes, it is. Ooh, and actually a really good one with Molten Springs and Eden Incense. All right, so that's probably going to be our first place. So that's going to tell us that we need to get that in 9 turns. Actually, it might be our second place. Hopefully we can find some other stuff. So let's throw a couple of these out like that. Hopefully find some more systems for us to explore. All right, and we're going to bring him up this way. I don't usually like exploring with my colonizer, but you know, we do what we have to. All right, so we always want to do the the curiosity one because that's probably the easiest and fastest to get. And as I said, we are looking for a very fast rush to get some early guys going. Okay, wow. So we just have very few habitable planets around us. Well, and we also haven't found a single usable curiosity, or haven't arrived at a single usable curiosity. I mean, I guess we just keep going. There's no reason to turn back, unless there's something here. That's kind of unfortunate. All right, so we'll have 7 turns for that. What did it say? I just discovered the academy. Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. We'll probably throw a guy over there relatively quickly. Try and get the bonus experience for our heroes. Wow. Only one tier 1 planet in all of those. That's too bad. Ugh, everything is so slow. All right, yep. As I said, we're just flying through these turns because there is really nothing to do. So we can be doing that every once in a while. Wow. Okay. This is pretty crap. Incredibly crap, in fact. All right, we have 4 turns to rare earth foams, which means we're going to be 3 turns delayed there, but that's kind of okay. I'm not too worried about it. It's giving our main place a chance to grow a little bit more, so worse things have happened. All right. So there's curiosity number 1 of 10, which is too bad. I really want to do that a little bit more. I think I'm going to pull him because I'm just not finding anything really. So hopefully he'll be more useful over here. And then after that, we're going to want these. We can probably trash that settler because we just haven't found anything worthwhile yet. Oh, there's something over there. Got a nice small Terran, but other than that, nothing too exciting. And that's really far away. That might be a good second spot. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Not horrendous, but certainly not fertile, this area of the galaxy that I'm in. All right, so what we're going to do here is get our xenology. No, I take that back. We're going to grab market. We're going to grab markets, then xenology, and haven't decided after that. All right, there's some nice curiosities for us, and what's that? Toxic. Okay. I'm guessing there's a major sieve over here. Because that's actually a lot of space that I've explored already that I haven't found anyone. Color me surprised. All right, we got our next patrol, and he's gonna send out some stuff over there. And stupid cravers. And we're going to. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. So we're going to get him 2 more probes and send him on his way over here. Alrighty. Let's grab this one. And I saw the ruins over here. Yeah, sweet. Hopefully it'll be something good. Awesome basic Maggie lasers. Not nearly as impactful for the UE as it is for other races, but still pretty damn good. Because, you know, it'll be kind of our stopgap until we get our Galifire lasers, which are beyond incredible. All right, drunk. Oh shit, I did not think about that. Damn. Shit, that was stupid. I forgot. Well, I'm actually surprised that the pirates are still there. Normally they go off and do stuff, but whatever. All right, got 5 more turns. I think this should be going down to a lower influence cost next turn, or maybe in 2 turns. I don't remember. Okay, yeah. So this is just the ass end of the galaxy. Okay. Really strange. Really strange that we haven't found anyone. And there was only 1 tier 1 planet or tier 0 planet in this whole area. So definitely not a good start. Definitely not a good start. Establishing our colony at turn 15. Ugh. I've had better. Alright, so we're just waiting for basically this influence cost to go down a little bit. Get some more influence there. Alright, oh, and Zubin's not doing anything. Okay, so here's where we're going to start building our rangers and rogues. And we're just going to do the Maggie lasers because they are just so much better than the basic slugs. Certainly it leaves us vulnerable to missile fire at the moment, but that's okay. Hopefully we'll be able to basically just out-damage anyone who tries to contest us anyways. And I made a slight mistake. What I should have done with that patrol that I made was make it one of these rangers or rogues, and then I could just upgrade it later, so that I wouldn't have to build 4 new ships, and I would only have to build 3. But we're pretty delayed anyways. We only have 3 curiosities of our 10 that we need. So, yeah. Let's just keep trucking through, I guess. Alright, so we have Red Sang and Eden Incense. I actually kind of like Red Sang as your first development. your first system development because it gives you really good a really good population boost for early in the game when you actually need it. It certainly just tanks off a cliff in usefulness later in the game because having anything more than 300 food is literally pointless. Um, because it always is 300 food to grow a population no matter what. And yeah. All right. So how are we doing over here? So this is 8545. This is 8464. Okay, so this place is just strictly better. We lose like one dust, but gain a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, so we're just gonna start colonizing this place first. We are ecstatic, which is cool. Now that we have markets, I'm thinking I'm getting 3 of those per turn already. Potentially rushing to get my system upgrades and just start my influence snowball super early could be really good. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Astro Finance, get my level 1 upgrade. Don't need any titanium, so we can just kind of keep selling this stuff. Oh, by the way, if I look like I'm hot or sweating or something, my AC is broken right now, and so it's like 90 degrees in my apartment. So certainly apologize. It is hot. All right, what are we doing here? I didn't see that one. Pinch beam. That's crap. Definitely don't need that. You don't have it, so excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Alright, fortunately my new headset has this auto mute if you put the mic up. Really nice. Okay, alright, so we want this before that. And the reason for that is I will show you in a moment. Alright, so now we're getting nice dust income with selling our titanium and all that. So we're going to be able to upgrade these ships and do lots of cool stuff with them. But I mean, again, the unfortunate thing is that we haven't got our... Alright, so we want Petra, definitely. We need to increase this by 20, no problem. So, let's see, we already built our thing here. Really just any population increase will get it to that. We might even just hit it for relatively no reason. Meant to do him. That's okay. But we got our 10 curiosities. That's what's really important in the early game. Oh, nothing. All right. Probably should have thrown out some probes. Yeah, I don't know. How are we doing over here? We have 9 turns plus food, so we're actually going to slip a settler in here real quick so that he can start making his way over there. Actually, I'm going to do a settler with 2 engines and 2 good engines. But I'm not going to change it actually being built. I'm just going to upgrade it with some of my dust. And just so that I can get over to here super fast. Because that's really where we want it. Okay. Oh, damn, I forgot to do this. So that's going to give us 50, which is actually 45, which will get us up to 99. Should be okay. Alright. 2 ships not doing anything. Alright, let's grab these curiosities. Actually, I'm more interested in exploring at the moment. I really want to find someone where I can use my early tech account. You can see it's already turned 20 and I haven't been able to do the things I wanted to, which is super lame. Alright, but once we finish Xenology, we should open our... I thought we would get an extra law slot from that. Oh, we need one more. We got efficient shielding. Then we get our extra law slot. Then we can do the boogie, giving us some extra movement speed. Okay, so we got our settler. Upgrade him. And send him on his way. Yeah, 7 turns. Should be a couple turns after that's done. Which works out pretty perfectly. Alright, we're just going to kind of head on over here, grab these curiosities, and then really we'll send out the probes James style from here and just go... Just do some rapid fire. Alright, probably also into this area actually, because there are probably a bunch of minor civs over here, and our huge influence is just kind of going to waste at the moment, which is unfortunate. Alright, and I'd like to get that since we're not in a rush. So we're not getting Petra yet, because we've kind of hit a bit of a plateau, which is really unfortunate. What can we do about that? I am not sure. Alright, we discovered the Haroshems. Nice. Alright, we always want to praise first, and then do curiosities, because doing the curiosities, so the amount of influence that it costs to do praising is dependent on how much they are already increasing per turn. So you can see, they get +1 from curiosities revealed, which actually made this go up. So always praise first, then do your curiosities. And we're just going to have this guy explore. He's super slow, but that's okay. Alright, what do we have over here? We have a savanna, an arid. Someone already has stage 2 exploration. I'm guessing that's probably the Sophons are the only people who have that, or who usually have that so early. So we'll see. Maybe the Sophons are going to be near us. Then it will be extra good practice. Alright, what do we got over here? Again, kind of crap. Alright. Do I want to get this place first? This savanna is pretty nice. With microfactories and red sang, or this savanna with red sang and something else. Alright, let's look at these real quick. So this Terran is going to be giving us 8445 base, 8445, and this one is 8372. 8372 and 5372. So for the extra, just be here, not next turn, but the turn after. So the extra 2 turns to get the slightly better planet. I think I'm just going to go for that one. Getting the Hyperion will be nice as well, and that will increase my, increase my, what am I trying to say? Oh, Eden Incense production. So we're 2 turns away from this. Alright, so now we can start to show you guys what I meant. So Rangers are going to be our workhorses, and they're going to have manpower gear. And then our rogues are going to be our siegers. Normally we make the standard sieger with out of the colony ship, but since the UE have these super awesome explorer ships, we can actually do kind of split double duty with them and bring extra manpower and extra sieging. All right, and we got some extra shielding. Very cool. this place might be even better now because this provides 2 science. Yeah, I think that place is actually better now. So we're gonna just grab that one. And let's grab that last curiosity here. And then have him. Ooh, nice. Population. So we're going to send this off in, I think, that direction. And then once we establish this colony, we can do the probe exploit, get him a bunch of extra probes, and then he can be sent out here to probe over there. All right. So this guy found another really good place there, looks like. At least one tier 1. Ooh, a huge ocean and a large boreal. Holy crap. Wow, that's really far away, but I want it. That place is awesome. All right, so let's grab one of these and keep moving on. Or Eden incense. Wow. All right, yeah, so it looks like the place to go is kind of this way. So we're going to grab our first 4 places here, 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 and here. What's Batan? I don't think I ever looked at you. Arid Savannah? Not bad. Definitely not bad. Good industry planet over there. I'll tell you that way. Yeah, so yeah, we'll eventually fill that in, but we'll get our core going first with those. So we have a whole nice chunk of influence going on. I'm guessing these guys are going to friendly this turn, maybe next turn. Alright, so now we got, yeah, this turn. Awesome. Definitely want the extra experience. We got Petra. We want our battles to get Galifires because they are just so damn good. I use them into the, actually into the late game. It's pretty crazy. Alright, so we need to go to Series 1 with a thing. Alright, so we're going to make those guys. We are going to assign Petra here. Because we haven't found anything that's worth my time over there yet. Alright, we're going to grab her super science just as a note. Petra is awesome because her base is plus 20 science, and then she also has the secret ability, so she gives plus 60 science when you get her, which right now is accounting for a really nice chunk, about a little bit more than a 1/5 of my total science production, which is really strong. Alright, we got Mediterraneans. So we're going to do... Zero Industrial really doesn't help us that much, does it? What we actually want is this food thing, go Horatio style. So we're going to grab the food thing. And then that's going to be their second construction. We'll start on... Cerebral Reality here first. Okay, so these guys... Hello. These guys are going to be here. They're going to win us our first battle against those pirates. We got to go explore that thing. So we're just going to buy a patrol here. Oh yeah, that's right. We don't have buyouts yet, do we? We'll see. I haven't decided quite what I want to do there. All right, so we're going to grab Eden Incense as our first upgrade, and we're going to do that right away there. Get that nice extra 10 influence per turn. Move everyone here. And since this is doing us 5372 and this is 8374, this is obviously the better choice, even though it wanted us to settle there. We'll just bump that up. Do the probe exploit. Send out some more probes over there. And then what I think I'm going to do is actually do it again since I'm making so much money. We're just going to go back to the slow probes over here. And again, it's just, it's just 45 dust. It's not that big of a deal. And we get to see all these really awesome places. Wow, forest tundra. So what I might start doing is that instead of super reaching over here, which I mean, there's got to be someone over here somewhere. I find it crazy that I haven't found anyone yet. But what I might do is just make this jump to the center area and grab the academy. Oh, lava gas though. That might be more difficult than I thought. We'll see though. Hopefully we'll be able to do something soon. All right. It's over in decay. It looks like 2 toxics, a barren, and some sort of cold. 2 barrens. Okay. Oh, cool. We did get the Obelisk of Remembrance, which I believe gives us, yeah, bonus per temperate. Awesome. We already have 2. So we got Galifires. Yeah, so we're going to want to turtle up, shoot our nice Maggie lasers, and get a nice decisive victory. Cool. Alright, so that's 1. And we got our 4 here. Haven't decided what I want to do with them yet. As I said, it's super weird that we haven't found anyone yet. Definitely a very aberrant start for this game. But that's okay. Aberrant starts certainly make things interesting sometimes. There we go, we found someone. Perfect. Alright, the Riftborn are unfortunately the least susceptible to this starting tactic that I was talking about. But we still might be able to do at least something. At least be a little bit annoying or something, you know. Maybe set him back a little bit. Ooh, this is also a nice system. Nice Mediterranean, nice atoll with shattered crust, not great. But it has Eden Incense and Hyperium to kind of make up for it. Cool. Well, that's a nice spot. Alright, so we'll just have this guy kind of keep exploring. Once I can reassign Petra, I'll probably just zip through. We'll probably just zip through here and go be annoying for a couple turns, which makes me want to get autonomous construction first. Wow, my science is actually wow, it's really strong already. I'm beating my 10 per turn goal. I love you, Petra. You're awesome. All right. Yeah, no minor civs by here yet. Which is strange. Surprisingly empty galaxy. Surprisingly empty. All right. Close borders. Yes, I know. Okay, so here's what I wanted to demonstrate. Shut up. Here's what I wanted to demonstrate earlier. So you have our standard attack ship, which has the potential to have 3 weapon class ship class slots, 1 defense and 1 support. So the only difference between this ship and our scout ship is that this, instead of being an attack defense, it's defense support. But you can see that this construction cost is 75 base, and this one's 113. So these are significantly cheaper to produce in the early game. And you can do cool stuff like what we were just talking about earlier. So we have our rangers who have the manpower. Our rogues, once we finish autonomous construction, are going to have the sieging thing. And then what we're going to do is, I like to name my own things, so we're going to create a shield class from the protectors, which are, you know, just standard protectors. Everyone pretty much has the same thing. So we're going to just build them with slugs to give us a little bit of missile defense, 1 of each of these, and then the health unit. And so these are going to be vastly targeted much more often than our explorer ships. So yeah, so we can get away with, you know, we don't have as many weapons as we otherwise would, but we can get away with bringing those extra modules for the early game. And as I said, that really only doesn't work this late in the game against Riftborn. optimally, you would want to get those 4 ships finished and Petra in there long before for now. The goal is to have your first strike happen at about turn 17, between turn 17 and 20. That's the goal. It didn't work out that way for us this time, but it's really hard. You need like a good start to do that. So now we're just kind of playing standard, and the fact that everyone's so far away means that we don't really need it, to be perfectly honest. All right, so we found some new guys, which is cool. We're actually going to be rushing this patrol first because we want to get that assimilate these guys, get ourselves some more dust and all that good stuff. All right, we're gonna grab this, not because it's all that great, but 20 food never hurts. And then we are going to get this and produce 3 shields. I take that back. We're gonna just do it this way, I think. Yeah. We want those 3 shields for when Petra is ready for the attack. All right. Let's get ourselves some more food and industry. Okay. And I think we're pretty much done. Get this, sustainable farms, and then we're going to want a settler from these guys to keep our expansion rolling. Nice, we got a free system at Zubin. Nice. We got this guy who needs to come over here. We'll probably just do a probe exploit here because I actually wanted him to be a fast one. Forgot which one Patrol 5 was. And it's a trap. Damn. Well, so much for the probe exploit. Oh, and he ran the wrong way. Damn it. Okay. But yeah, look at our awesome influence generation already. Turn 30, getting 50 additional influence. Freaking awesome. I love it. Alright, looks like we found some more people up there. Looks like another empire, maybe, based on their influence radius. Alright. Let's grab these 2 curiosities. So Eden Incense, and sweet! The best one in the game. Getting those free Horatio populations is amazing. Alright, and we're just going to send out some probes. Horatio ship is also going to send out some probes. We really just kind of want to see what's going on around here. And then, where the place that we need the Horatio is right there. That's definitely where we want it. How are these guys doing? 7 turns, perfect. Alright, so these guys are going to wait 1 turn to kill that thing. Awesome, another population. We're going to kill that. Come over here and kill that guy. Oops, I forgot to move this. Wow. Looks like they had a good start. Wow, Arid and Savannah. Not bad. Not bad, Riftborn. Oh, you can't move, actually, because closed borders, yeah. Never really liked that mechanic, but, whatever. The fact that you can't move out of closed borders, you can just kind of get trapped there. Kind of weird. Okay. Oh, that reminds me, we have to switch. So the awesome thing about the Galifire lasers, once we get them, is that they have a base 15% crit chance. So we're 100% going to want to bring Get Lucky, because that's going to increase our damage output drastically. Other thing I meant to do is, yeah, these still have the 2 points. So we're going to upgrade them to the 3 movement speed, guys. And I don't have the gold at the moment. That's okay. don't 100% need it right at this moment. I'm gonna have him come over here. From here, I have 3 or more active laws. Oh, cool. We can do that this turn, right? Yeah. All right, let's grab that boogie. Look at that. Assimilation. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's throw this. It looks like there are 2 minor civs right there, so we might be able to grab both of them with that. Alright, let's grab a spin project, level 2 modernization first. And industrial, public privates. They're not a great system, but at least they have the savannah. And then we can do a probe exploit. Send them over here. Keep on exploring. All right. Yeah, you just can't do anything. He's not weak. He's actually pretty strong. So hopefully we'll be able to use him for something. But he's kind of stuck at the moment. All right. So we got that. We got that. I think I want to grab a really early trade company. I know it's not that early compared to the time that James sometimes gets them, but relatively early. And then we're also going to want to get these unstable isotopes in order to get our plus 20% energy damage, since that's what we're going to be focusing on with our Galifire lasers. Once we get those, which is, where are you? Here you are. Not too far away, I'm thinking. Yep, 2 more battles is what we need, which isn't too bad. Alright, so let's do keep on exploring. This guy needs to, we're going to first use his probes. Oh, use his probes. What do we get? Grim recycling. Basically crap. Alright, and we're just going to have him kind of go chunk, chunk, and chunk. Probably nothing out there, but we might find an off-piece system, which would be nice. And we'll just throw this back onto him like that. And now he's going to be nice and speedy. Why does it require 300? That doesn't make any sense. Should cost 48. Huh. That, my friends, I do not understand. Either way, maybe we can do something like this. We can change this to one of these, and maybe grab a ranger. Oh wow, 200. What the hell? I don't know what's going on with that right now, but it's certainly strange, and we'll just have them do it. It's hurting our dust, but that's okay. We don't really need dust for anything quite yet. I'm just gonna sell all this stuff. Get ourselves a nice little nest egg building. We're getting 6 Eden incense per turn, which is great. We're going to be able to modernize all of our places pretty quickly and get that really nice influence snowball rolling. Okay. Got our shuttle. We're just going to blockade here. Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have closed your borders to me, ass. We're getting to the approach where it might just be easier to buy them. No, it's like 2 turns, and I can use my influence for other things then, like discovering these guys. Awesome. All right. Speaking of which, what do these guys offer? Selective migration. That's pretty good. Maybe I can use some of my awesome new dust to grab some dust trees. Nope, not enough. So a clever thing that you can do, for those right before you assimilate them, you can grab their selective migration. Oh wait, no, they don't have enough population for that. Oh yeah, these are the guys on the gas giants. Yeah, but they have a nice tundra here. Might not actually be bad. It's not going to be great, but it's not going to be bad. All right, and the last one, ugh, that's lackluster at best. Pretty garbage all around. I guess I'll grab the +5 dust. Yeah, man, I do not like the hero leveling system in this game. I think it's pretty garbage. All right, so we got a shield here. This patrol is going to need to be a little bit stronger. So we're just going to throw a couple lasers onto it real quick, just so that I can defeat that incoming incoming pirate ship. I don't want to lose that shield, and definitely don't want to lose that prober. All right, where did I find that? Oh, we're getting some lag. Here we go. Ooh, uncolonized area. The Bilgelli. That's looking pretty attractive. Yeah, so I think what this is going to be is, instead of being a militaristic United Empire, we're actually going to be a very kind of rapid expansion through colonization empire, which is going to be pretty interesting. It's not something that I've played a lot with. Wow, the shield almost died there. But again, we have this nice use of strategics, so we can just heal them up and fight again, and then win this battle. Again, our effects aren't really that relevant at the moment, our battle cards, because we just don't have the Galifire lasers yet. Alright, so we got this patrol. He's still powerful. That's pretty cool. We're going to send him over here. So there's going to be a bunch of pirates and stuff running around. So hopefully he'll be able to defeat some of them, or at least have a chance. Alright, we'll grab this, which will assimilate the gas people, get us some nice shielding as well. Throw a probe over there. Head. Seriously. At least. Oh, oops! I sold all of my titanium, and because I forgot that this was going to cost titanium. All right, so we're gonna have to. Ooh, 5 turns. That's rough. And we're going bankrupt. So I misplayed that a little bit. Yeah, we're just gonna sell 1. Actually, I misplayed that actually fairly hard. Yeah, that was pretty stupid. Oh, we're gonna need this soon. In fact, we're going to need that very soon. Yeah, that was really stupid. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I might just buy them now that I've made that mistake. How are you guys doing? You've got our extra influence going. Awesome. Man, it's hot in here. All right, keeping on exploring the galaxy. Oh, that's going to give this guy enough time to get over here. Nice. Got a nice chunk of bonus influence. A really nice chunk of bonus influence. Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to buy these guys. Objective failed, no big deal. Really, we just want this place. That we can start growing. Ooh, what's this from? Star system improvements. Okay. Yeah, it's not great. This is not great. That's not going to make any difference. Whatever. Mostly I just wanted to stop it from spawning pirates constantly. Alright, so let's head over here. Use some of your probes on these awesome planets. Red Sang, and more Red Sang, and Titanium. Alright, so it looks like the Riftborn only have those 3 places and are just kind of stuck in this, and on that side of the galaxy. Okay, so they are pretty vulnerable to my attack. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring these guys in. We're going to finish these. Oh, excuse me, my nose is very itchy. I'm going to finish these by the time that my rangers and stuff get here. We're going to throw Petra in to this area. Oops, it doesn't matter. We're going to throw Petra into that fleet, and we're going to send him over and start being annoying. Which reminds me, we should fix the rogues and rangers. So rogues are going to have these support modules, or the siege modules, and rangers have the manpower modules. And what that's going to allow us to do is really quickly siege down places and take them over, which is exactly what we want to do. And that could be used to, go take over some of these minor civs. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Gistrad, drop them off, siege for a turn or two, drop them off, jump back to Cross, refuel, and then jump up here and then up here, and just keep jumping around, being annoying, because you can just drop off invasions, and then they're kind of like set and forget invasions, basically. Another mechanic of the game that I'm not a huge fan of, but that's the way it goes, so that's the way I'm going to play it. Ooh, we got 2 pirates spawning there. Alright, so we're going to do... Turtling is probably still best. Yeah, probably still best. Nice, we didn't take too much damage. We got our Galifire lasers. Awesome. And we'll just do it again. So, unfortunately we didn't... I guess it's close to the second election, where we'll probably get militarists in there as our primary. Oh no, we lost one. Damn. Okay. I don't know where those pirates came from, considering I already owned Guiana, but shrug. So we need a shield. What did we lose? We lost a ranger, I think it said. Yes, we lost a ranger. So we need another ranger. Okay. And I want a settler from these guys as well. I'm going to back this off a little bit. So we're going to do it in this order. And we're going to merge all these guys. Move this guy on. Oh no, and that was my ranger with the scout module, so I couldn't grab that the thing. The curiosity on that system. Oh well. Alright, and I think I'm gonna have him jump over here. I'm gonna have you kinda head that way. some vision over there. Yeah, might as well move over there. I see no reason not to. Yeah, 2 shields there, another shield next turn. All right. We're growing nicely. This huge industry snowball is really nice. Really enjoying it. We haven't been able to use it all that much, but just being able to impress tons and tons of minor civs all the time is really great. Yeah, I guess the best thing you can really do is get that. Polaris has those nice 6 people from these 3 Horatio that got dropped off. So let's grab them a spin project real quick. I'm going to accelerate that by 1 turn using my awesome influence. How close are we to our next? Nice, next turn. We don't need this, so we'll just sell all of it. Okay, so they are here. We can merge them all and upgrade these guys. So now that our rogues have those extra sieging modules, we have our manpower, which is going up nicely because each of these rangers, so this ranger can hold 140 instead of the standard 40. So we're actually going to have quite a bit of manpower. So 200, and then these 2 of these guys is going to be 480, 580, and then these guys are each 40. So that's going to be 660 manpower that we're going to be able to drop, which is really strong for this early. Oh, not really for this early in the game, but you know, we wanted it to be a little bit sooner. Actually, we wanted it to be a lot of it sooner, but we just had some problems finding people. It's a trap. All right, what do you have? You got nothing. All right, just run away. And that's why I kind of wanted to bring this guy who's all kitted out over. Oh, speaking of which, I almost forgot a very important thing, which is to switch over to the Galifire lasers. So you can see that even though the Maggie lasers are pretty good, 13 and 5, the Galifire lasers are 22 and 15. They are freaking amazing, and they're also just a little bit more expensive. So we're definitely going to want them. And we're going to do those on both our Rangers and our Rogues, because they are just so strong. What this is going to mean is that I'm going to lose a lot of my dust that I wanted to have. Yeah, I'm going to lose a lot of the dust that I want to have to upgrade Petra. Because Petra upgrades are strong. And we want to give her one of these. And one of the... No. We're going to give her some anti-missile defense. So do those. And maybe one of these. Nope, can't afford that. Can't afford that. What about these? Can't afford that. That should be fine for now. Great. Other thing we want to do is for our shields, we want to give them... Oh, they already have these upgraded ones. Awesome. Got the faster ships. Cool. So yep, they're going to be slowed down to 5 anyways from the shields, if that's okay. Petra will be able to zip through intersystem space anyways. Alright, so Astaire was established, and it got these guys right away, which is fantastic. So we're going to do Xeno-Industrial, and then a spin project, and then public-private, sustainability. Grab this. I think we're going to do it in that order. Perfect. Oh man, it is just too hot in here. Not enjoying it. Alright, so I think we're going to send this guy over to Artemis and start getting a foothold over there. I think we're going to send this guy all the way over to Ukta. Ukta! So that we can start getting finish up our foothold over there. This guy, I mean. Alright, so I'm going to have to spend some dust to upgrade him, but that's okay. And then we're also going to want a spin project after those guys. And we're going to want this. Yeah, the small amount of extra dust from these guys is really not that important, which is why I keep bumping it down and down and down on my priority list. Alright. We can keep impressing these guys, right? Yeah. Alrighty. Some pirates flying around. So what I want to do is get some more probes into this area. We see one minor civ there and one minor civ there, and if we can start impressing them with our huge influence, that would be amazing. Improved plasma beams. Alright, we got our second guy. We got 2 Imperial Overseers. I'm never really going to have an ecologist party, but I will have a militarist party, so I'm going to go with him. Alright, where's our other good place? This one's pretty decent. And getting it to grow really fast would be nice. Alright, so we're going to throw him... Oh, not what I meant. So we're going to throw him over here. And he's going to start pumping them with some influence. Alright, so they are going beams and stuff. Alright, so we're just gonna power to shields. I know you don't have any, but stay away from those beams for as long as possible. Yep, that's mostly what I expected. But we blockaded him for a long time. He's probably way behind in points now. Yeah, I mean not way behind, but significantly hampered by those efforts for really no cost to us. Alright, so we got this guy. We are getting lucky. Actually, I don't think this guy has Galifire lasers, but that's okay. We're still getting lucky. He's gone. We're going up here. Grab... Ooh, this one has an atoll. Definitely want these guys. With more... Wow, more eaten incense. That's crazy. Okay, and we got our 7 ships here. Alright, so now we are ready to go. All ships are up to date except for this one. We are going to adjust Petra one last time because we probably have the gold to do it now. I want to grab one of these and... do I want probes? Probes would probably put me over, yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to sell some stuff first. That's the smart thing to do because I only need like 10 gold. So I'm gonna sell some stuff. Then I'm gonna upgrade Petra. Grabbing one of these and some probes. Applying that design. Throwing her into this fleet. And we're gonna take off right to this place. 6 turns. That's not too bad. Okay, and so we're gonna have to declare war, drop some of our load onto Gistrad, and then jump back and then probably go conquer some of these minor civs. So we'll throw one there, and then we're gonna be moving over there. Alright, you guys can go chunk, chunk, chunk. I said chunk. I said chunk, damn it. And then head back over there. Okay, so this is a very powerful fleet at the moment. 589. Turn 40. I guess that's not that great, but it's certainly not weak by any means. Okay. You have 3 moves, so you're just going to keep heading in this direction. I really want to start jumping over here. So after I get this place and this place established, I'm going to jump over here because like these are 3 really nice areas. This one's okay. At least 2 really nice places that haven't been claimed yet. Because this one looks like it's double fertile, right? Yeah, Mediterranean. Oh, double Mediterranean. Not bad, but definitely workable. All right. How long have we been going here? Hour, 40 turns in an hour. That's kind of like the pace I like to go. Okay. Got some nice titanium. Level 3 heroes. Oh man. Riftborn heroes just level up so insanely fast. It's pretty crazy. Oh, what we got here? We're gonna run from that, definitely. Ooh, no retreat possible. Damn. Alright, this guy with his 12 movement speed is gonna jet over there.
The Empire
Ooh. What are you doing, Honkadillis? This is my spot. So another cool thing that we can do here is we can build a rogue really quickly. We'll get up to that level of influence really fast. Let's just grab this, actually. We can grab a rogue, and the rogue can do that, do the siegey thing very nicely. Tundra's giving 7, that's giving 9. We can still at least contest if we blockade him. And then we're going to need some gold in order to bump that up considerably. So we can sell some of our strategics. Okay, there's our 550. That means we colonize in 6 turns. Where's that point from? Zubin. Zubin's all the way over there. I kind of want to pull from a stair, just so that we get it faster. Yeah, I think that's the correct call, because then it's just going to jump over, and that's when it really matters, is in the early parts. Okay, holy crap, it's hot in here. I'm going to grab this as well after all of this stuff. Yeah, so we have a nice budding empire going. We've got a lot of minor civs on our side. Yeah, just in general, just some nice growth potential going on. We can get these guys to like us a little bit faster by grabbing these. Ooh, more Hyperium. Nice. And the fewer the proud. Okay. And I think I'm going to have this guy also. If we can get him to friendly. That's a lot of turns away. Have him jump down over here at least. What I might do is have him jump over here, grab a siege module, and then jump back and then kill this thing in 1 turn to just make it no contest. Alright, so Guyana is not building anything. Zubin, how are you doing? You're growing really fast. I think I'm going to send this guy over to Guyana. I think I'm going to send actually one of each of these guys. No, those guys aren't nearly as good. Let's try to contain them a little bit. Yeah, let's just grab the extra food from those guys. Cool, and that will help Guyana out a little bit with their growing deficiency. And definitely going to want an interplanetary transit system from them. Okay, it's a good turn. Good turn. and next election will probably be, yep, probably switching over to militarists. Hopefully we can keep scientists as well. All right, we got trading companies. Awesome. We'll just take the -2 happiness. Nice. We start with the Nashnat. Alright, where are the Nashnat? The Nashnat are over here. We can continue to praise all of these guys around the galaxy, which means we probably don't need this rogue. He was going to be super far away anyways. Alright, so we got that. We're going to want to rush our trading company as quickly as possible because it's amazing. Yeah, trading companies are so good. It's unbelievable, and the earlier you start them, the better. I'm getting kind of a late start on mine, unfortunately, but not too bad. Yeah, so these guys are growing nicely. I'll probably have to do another round for them. Those guys are growing nicely. Just praise those guys. These guys are growing very nicely. Awesome. Okay. So I think that's it for the turn. Alright, and so we want to support the scientists. So we're pretty sure militarists are going to get it, and hopefully we can keep scientists as our secondary instead of pacifists. No, pacifists won. That's unfortunate. Not exactly sure how that happened. Ooh, thinkers and tinkers. Chung 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 chung. Dumping all of my influence onto them like that. And then we should have enough by the time Petra arrives next turn to declare war on these guys. And then, you know what? I probably should have just had Petra go and take the thinkers and tinkers guys because they're so valuable. I don't even want to risk waiting the 10 turns to get that. Alright, so we have 4 turns for these guys. Do they have any weapons? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I can do it here. Alright, so Patrol Man, you are going to get switched to one of these real quick. And ka-chung. And that should kill this in 1 turn, right? Yeah. So the way that works is normally when you're sieging, you do a certain amount of manpower damage, and that converts into ×2 food damage to outposts. So normally those guys do 32 damage, so it's 2 per CP, and then the module itself does 15 manpower damage during a siege, and so it's 30. So it's normally 17. Or maybe it might be ×3. Oh, it might be ×3 because right now we're getting -69 food per turn to their outposts with just 1 module. So it might be ×3 food damage to outposts. Either way, we're killing this thing super fast. Which actually brings up the question, do we want to do that? Because this is like a free colonization on that forest. I think that was a mistake. I think I'm not going to do that. I just wasted like 300 dust, but you know, whatever. Not that big of a deal. So we're going to swap back to this. It's only 60 dust to change. Yeah, so it's only 60 dust to change. So we're going to sell a couple of our unused luxuries and get back to that. Merge those guys up. Send out some more probes. Just for the hell of it. And that's going to be our first guy. He's going to get there in a couple turns. But I don't think we're going to need it since we're stealing food from him. and we're making our own, I think we'll be fine. Okay, yeah, so that was stupid. Definitely should have done something else with my dust, but not the biggest of deals. All right, so we're gonna send him over here. Since we kind of committed to that, to influence changing them, influence assimilating them, we're just gonna have to commit outright. Hopefully these guys will be able to discover this minor civ here. Wow, that is unfortunate. I just like barely missed. That's kind of funny. All right, looks like I got a ship up there, and they are also trying to encroach. That's fine. They can have that one. I want this one. All right, who's not doing anything? It's Petra. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to... Ooh, I don't have enough. You know what? I'm going to leave them alone. I'm going to do minor civ takeovers. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think minor civ takeovers is going to be the best way to do it anyway, since there's so many right here that I can just kind of like drop an invasion, get it in like 2 turns, drop an invasion, get it in 2 turns, drop an invasion, get it in 2 turns, and let's just go boom, 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 and grab these 3 really quickly. And that's actually going to be better. That's going to put me farther ahead than because I've already kind of put them far behind with that really long blockade of their main system with that ship I got earlier. So we should be okay. So we'll grab this and this. Oh man, this place just gives so much industry per person. It's actually kind of good, even though it only has 1 spot. What are we going to want to be doing? We're almost done with our extreme composites, which is upgrading our fighter class ship. So we'll start producing those soon. And then we're getting that. And then we're going to want to fill out our colonization stuff. So we're going to just grab these 3 real quick. Just boom, boom, boom. And what else do we want? We're going to want some more CP eventually. Xenoanthropology would also be nice. We'll probably do that and that. And then maybe this one up here. Yeah, because our science has stagnated a little bit, unfortunately. We're at 336, which is not great. But we're 3 turns away from a trade company. And then we can put our thing, I think over here is where I'm going to... No, I don't want to wait that long. Probably put it here. Yeah, because that's going to hit all those places. Not a bad spot for my first trade company, so I'm going to start saving up some of the influence for it. Grab this Terran, obviously. It's going to be nice. Don't really have any reason to wait, so let's just get it now. Chung. Get full use out of that. Petra. Where are you? There you are. Did you already move? Okay. What do I want to do here? So 2 turns for them. Yeah, awesome. Those guys arrived, so they are working. Nice, nice. Cordial. I'm just gonna let them stay because I don't want to deal with it, putting the heroes down there, and my guys are already super happy. So let's just let's get lucky. Lion. Alright, and I don't really like these guys being here, so let's just kill them. Might lose this patrol, but I don't think so. I should be able to kill them, yeah, pretty quickly. Okay, cool. filling up relatively quickly. So warm. It is uncomfortable. I know I keep complaining about it. I know you guys are probably sick of it, but it is like unreasonably hot in here. I really dislike it. All right, who all is friendly? These guys became friendly? Awesome. Explore curiosities until you get the lab. Probably not going to do that. How about you guys? Have a fleet for 6 turns? Probably not going to do that either. All right, so that means we have lots of invasions to do, which is cool. I like doing invasions. You guys know me. I'm a militaristic guy. All right, extreme composites. Awesome. Awesome, and we got Artemis with its 2 free places. Got more of these guys. Jesus, so there are so many pirates running around. It's kind of crazy from all those minor civs. So we lost our guys, but that's no big deal. Definitely going to want to keep on our forest planet. Grab Xeno-Industrial, which is going to give us an awesome 40 starting industry. And then by that time, we're going to want spin project, then public-private partnerships, interplanetary resources, sustainable farms is actually probably what we're going to want second, because that's going to give us 25 food, which is great. And that should be good. Yeah, I'll probably end up just buying these guys. All right, but we can start our first invasion here. First, let's grab these curiosities. Oh my god, this place is amazing. Yeah, let's grab all of these curiosities. Grab that nice free experience, which is the reason that I gave Petra those probes, because each curiosity is worth 6. So that it did more for her leveling up than anything else is going to. So we're going to declare war on these guys and start our invasion. And you can see we're dropping a full 600-man team. We're going to do a guerrilla tactic because it's going to be pretty easy. Yep, you can see that we killed 130 to their 45. Oh, that is something I forgot to do. We need to switch over to full tanks. We would have lost 0 people if I had remembered to do that. And you can see we just have so much manpower in reserve, and we are producing so many because of our relationships with all of these minor civs that we can just kind of do this endlessly. It's pretty great. It's a nice strategy. Yeah, the reason I wanted to get militarist is so that I could declare all of these wars and do all of these invasions for free. But it's just going to cost us a little bit more influence, which is okay. All right, we're going to do a preemptive bombing this time. And that's going to grab it for us. Cool. And these guys are attacking. Definitely going to be doing a get lucky maneuver with all of these because they all have Galifire lasers. And they'll just wreck. So we can see here, if we go to our advanced details, that there's a bug that's not showing us our laser damage. Okay. Whatever. That kind of sucks. It's ruining my explanation for my viewers. Come on. Oh. Oh, is it? Oh no. Sorry about that. I just am pulling up my chat for the first time in like an hour, so I'm sorry if this has been a whole crazy thing. I'm gonna try restarting the stream for you guys. Sorry about that.